Welcome back to Tiny Ice, where I share bits from my trip to Antarctica in 2 minutes or less. I went to the South Pole as a PolarTREC educator to learn and work with the IceCube Laboratory. You can find more information about both of them below. Today we are talking about who owns Antarctica. Ready? Let's go. The short answer to who owns Antarctica is no one, but that doesn't mean that the land is just up for grabs. The continent is governed by a set of rules that have existed for over 60 years, called the Antarctic Treaty. In December of 1959, 12 original countries signed an agreement to reserve Antarctica for peaceful scientific work. In fact, there's a ceremonial marker at the South Pole that has flags from all 12 of the original countries. Since then, the treaty has gained over 50 countries that also adhere to these rules. Some of the highlights from the treaty include: number 1, all land and ice that is south of 60 degrees south latitude. Number 2, the treaty creates a zone of peace, so that means no territorial claims, no military actions, and no nuclear explosions. Number 3, it promotes cooperative scientific investigations, so there's open access to data, expedition plans, and transparency about what's going on at each of the research stations operated by different countries. So every country in the treaty has agreed to set Antarctica aside and protect it, so that we can keep learning about the unique conditions that are only found at the bottom of the world. It's awesome. So the Antarctic Treaty really sets the stage for how the rest of the world can and cannot use Antarctica. But the United States passed a Conservation Act which took it one step further to make sure that we're preserving the wildlife and the natural aspects of the continent. Some of that includes no trace left behind, keeping our distance from the wildlife so they're undisturbed unless you have a very explicit permit that allows you to get close for your own research purposes, and also managing waste. There is a huge emphasis on recycling and reusing when you're down in Antarctica. They actually have like almost 10 different bins for you to sort your own trash in, and then that waste gets taken off the continent and brought back to the United States and processed for recycling or for the landfill, but none of it is left on the continent. Lots to learn about Antarctica, so maybe I'll make another conservation video about it, because there's a lot to say about how we can do great science but also be very aware and considerate of the natural world around us to leave it as undisturbed as possible. Thanks for stopping by for some Tiny Ice. Stay tuned for more bits from my trip to Antarctica. See you later.